I joined the gym for the first time 3 months ago. Now, a gym is really the last place you'd expect something scary to happen. But last week, I had the most horrific experience of my life. I wear one of those wireless headphones when I go to the gym because the wired ones always get in the way and they're just annoying. Sometimes I leave my phone on a workout machine when I walk to the water fountain. And when the phone gets too far away from the headphones start getting all staticky before disconnecting. I only knew because it happened a couple of times before when I walked away too far from my phone in the gym. Well, one late night last week, I was one of the last people still in the gym. I was on one of the seated machines. While I was pushing towards my final reps, the music in my headphones started to get staticky until my headset said, "Disconnected from phone." I stopped my set and reached over to the phone compartment on top of the machine, and I was filled with worry when I couldn't feel my phone. It wasn't there. I looked around the gym desperately, thinking that someone might have taken it. I only saw 2 other people in the whole gym, excluding the guy sitting at the front desk. One guy was really fat and sweaty, and the other guy was sitting on one of the machines looking down on his phone. Which one of these could have taken my phone? Could have been either of them. I had to approach the guy sitting on his phone as much as I didn't want to. He had his earbuds on, so when I approached him, he looked at me with a confused look on his face, as if he didn't want to talk to me. He took the earbud out and looked at me, and I firmly asked him, "Did you take my phone?" He looked at me in silence for a couple of seconds and then said, "No." There was an obvious attitude. I asked him if he saw anyone else walking by recently, and he just shook his head. I said thanks and walked away, when deep down I wanted to tell him to quit being a dick. I went to the front desk and asked the worker to check the video cameras and see once and for all who actually took my phone. As the guy working in the front clicked around on his computer, the rude guy I spoke to walked past me and out the exit. The worker then turned the computer screen so that I could see it and clicked play on a video, which showed the guy who just left 15 seconds ago taking my phone. I thanked the employee and ran to catch the guy who just left. But by the time I got outside, the guy was nowhere to be found. The scary thing that sunk in right away was the fact that I recently disabled my passcode blocks on my phone, meaning he had access to all my apps, all my texts, pictures, emails, all of my data. Basically, I went back inside and asked the employee to track that man's membership info. But when he checked the cameras, that guy didn't even check in. He simply walked past the counter unnoticed. So there were no records of this guy even being a member of the gym. The footage showed that he suspiciously walked around between the machines, looking around, a lot like a nervous person. I asked the employee to report that to the police. He said he'd show it to his boss tomorrow. The next day, I called my best friend Tom so I could tell him why I wasn't answering his texts for a while, and to also see if he could tell all my other friends what had happened. He started to freak out on the phone, begging me to tell him I was kidding about losing my phone. He told me that someone had been sending him texts and came to his house. I didn't understand, so he said he'd be over to show me. 10 minutes later, Tom got to my house and showed me a long conversation between him and someone using my phone, pretending to be me. It started out with the person on my phone saying, "Can I stay at your place tonight?" I got into a huge fight with my parents. Tom said, "Yeah, let me know when you can come over." Then the guy who was using my phone said, "Can you just leave the back door open? I'm going to be super late and I don't want to wake you." The conversation went on a little while longer before Tom finally agreed to just leave the back door unlocked. Tom went back to sleep under the impression that it was actually me who would be coming through the back door. When we finished reading the conversation, Tom looked at me and said, "We need to check the cameras." We rushed to his house together and watched the footage captured on the cameras throughout his house. I was disturbed, but also not surprised to see that the man from the gym who took my phone walked in through the back door of Tom's house. He scavenged the place, grabbing expensive household objects and throwing them into his pockets. He moved from the den to the kitchen and eventually upstairs. I saw the fear in Tom's face when he watched the man on the camera on the upstairs hallway, opening his bedroom door, stepping in for about 20 seconds and then come back out, leaving the door open. The man was in the house for about 10 minutes before sneaking back out the back door. It looked like he took a lot of valuables. Tom and I sent their video footage to the police, and when I went back to the gym, the manager told me that she'd be sending in their footage as well. 3 months later, not a word from the police. So whoever stole my phone and snuck into Tom's house got away with it scot-free.